everybody. How's it going? How are you this morning? Wednesday, hump day, midweek. We made it. Just got to get over this hump and then we're downhill to weekend. So yes, today I am moving on to lesson number 4. No, lesson number 5. Called Notes, Rests and Ties. And we're going to be learning notes on the 3rd string and notes on the 4th string. So I think this is the first lesson that's given us 2 strings in one. They must think that we're getting more capable. So the 3rd string, the notes we have are the open G and the A on fret number 2. Which we've already come across, I think, in 2 different exercises in lesson 4. So they're feeding us stuff we didn't know, and now we're getting to learn it properly. The notes we have on the 4th string are the open D, the E, and the F. Let me just make sure we've got sound before we go any further. It's looking good. Okay. So once again, G, A, D, E, F. So these all sit nicely on the staff. There's nothing way below or way above the 5 lines. So it should be fairly straightforward to read these notes compared to some of the other ones. So starting with exercise 37, we are in 4/4 time. And here we go. Starting on the G. 2, 3, 4. So in these lessons, the early ones, it puts the fret numbers up above the notes. And I find myself ending up reading the numbers rather than the notes. I kind of wish they didn't do that. But they have, so they'll go away quite soon. In fact, probably the next lesson. Turning the page. Exercise 38. Yes, there are no numbers in this one. Okay, so this one's in 3/4 time. So let's get waltz time into our head. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. again. 1, 2, 3. This bit's throwing me a little bit. Hang on. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's start that one again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There we go. So that last bar of the first line, where we have that note that lasts for the 3 beats, the G, 2, 3, then we have, it's like a launch into the next part where it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's just learning to read notes and stick to the durations. It's going to get a little bit trickier as we get into the rests section. So exercise 39, again in 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Not quite. It's changing the durations there on me. Start that one again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, timing right, but not the notes. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, Let me just play that bit in isolation. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. See, it's repeating a note. I was anticipating the melody and not reading the melody. Okay, so that section goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So in every bar it's doing a double note followed by a single note. I'm sure they have other names. Until that penultimate bar when it does a single note followed by a double note. So I'll play that whole exercise again from the top. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's it. Okay, great. Now we're getting into the rest section. Rests and ties. So a rest is when you have to count the note, but there's no note actually played. So the rests have the same duration as notes. They have equivalents. And ties are when notes are played to sustain across the start of a new bar. How does it say here? A note may be sustained from one measure to the next by the use of the tie sign, which goes like that. The first note only should be played, but it is held for the total duration of the two notes. Right. So this next lesson is number 40, 4/4 time. No ties and no rests. Okay. But now we're moving on to the lower strings, which we haven't done yet. New notes for us, starting on the D. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So we've got the open A string coming in there, which is 2 ledger lines below the staff. Just have to recognise it and remember it. So that one's straightforward enough. All thumbs. And in the following exercises, it is suggested that you count them through first, then try to count and play simultaneously. In exercise 41, use the arpeggio technique free strokes with the fingers. So I'm not concentrating too hard on free strokes and things like that, because the purpose of this really is for me to learn to sight read. When I was teaching down at the Arran Youth Foundations, I filled in for Steve Agnew doing rock school for a little while, and Steve was a really good proponent of counting first. He used to get his pupils to count it on their knee, and his thing was, if you can't count it, you can't play it, and I kind of like that. I think that's a good philosophy. So that's what it's on about here, where it's suggesting that you count them through first and then play simultaneously. So this one's in 3/4 time, so 1, 2, 3. They're all single notes right through to the final note. So, and there is a tie at the end of this, but only for the accompaniment. So this starts on A, 3/4 time, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're getting into our fretted notes, so we're playing an E, and then we go to an open E. Oh, this sounds nice. Kind of arpeggio exercise. So it's wanting me to use index middle here, and that would be your rest stroke. Use arpeggio technique, free strokes. So it's not rest strokes, it's free strokes. Suppose that's just picking without resting them on. Right, okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Making a pig's ear of this. 1, 2, 3. What are we getting there? A B. going from a C to a B. Okay. And there's a page turn, annoyingly. Okay, so I can probably play the first part without having to flip pages. This is a really nice little exercise actually, a good one to use with my teaching. There's an arpeggio exercise. Index, middle. I tend to use my ring finger on the top string. That's not what the book's telling me to do. I don't know if it's that important really. I'll stick with what the book's telling me. Okay, I like it. I'm going to do it again. 2, 3, 2, 3. Starts on the C. 2, 3. Jesus. See that by the end there I wasn't reading anything in my head, using patterns, and that's how I've learned to play through the years. Is what I'm trying to get away from, is learning to read and stick to the reading. I don't know. Let's move on to exercise 42, which has a tie, has 2 ties, and we're in 4/4 time this time. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count this one. Get that tie counted across the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not playing the right notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's an F. It's not a G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. a slippery one. Let me put my phone on silent. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. So there's a rest in there as well. Starting again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tricky one indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, So for the rest, do you mute the note or do you let it ring? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go with the ring because I expect there would be some kind of indication if you had to mute the note. So it's 1, 2, 4. Play that one again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can feel this being useful. I'm actually reading that one and counting it and playing it, so lots going on. I'll do one more today before we finish. This one is exercise 43. It starts with a rest. So the tricking here is going to be county. The counting here is going to be tricky. So 4/4 time again, and our first count is going to have no notes because it starts with a rest. So our first note that we actually play is an open E, so prepare, followed by a G. So now I know what's coming. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, Let's do it in my head. Yay, that's a fun one. So we'll leave it there today. You can see that the counting's starting to get a bit more tricky, and we're adding more notes at the same time as the counting getting more tricky. So won't be long till we're getting into some really fun stuff once we get to chords, chord melodies, and playing harmony and chord and melody at the same time, which is my bag. That's what I want to... I mean, part of my goal really is... In fact, let's just state it right now. One of my goals is to arrange one of my favourite tunes of all time, which is from the Amélie soundtrack by Jan Tiersen. The tune is called Sur les filles, I might be pronouncing that wrong because I don't. It's S-U-R space L-E space F-I-L. Is that Fee or Phil? Don't know. Beautiful tune though, and I would love to arrange it for fingerstyle guitar. So part of this will help me to understand composition, I think, about harmony and melody. So that's my goal. So that's me for Wednesday. 3 days. Not bad this week. Keep coming back, and I'll see you on Thursday. Thanks for watching. Bye.